Good morning, everyone. It's Gal. We are playing some Slay the Spire. It's been a little while since I played, and I realized as I was going back through some of my old videos that I really haven't played this game as much recorded as many videos for this game as I thought, and which really was kept off by the fact that one of my favorite classes, the Defect, I've only played through once on stream. So we're gonna go ahead and play through a run of Slay the Spire as the Defect. See if we can get through. Okay, so we get to start off with either upgrade a card, swap our current relic for a random relic, which is a little dangerous. Some of the boss relics are actually really scary. I think we're just gonna upgrade a card, and I'm gonna upgrade Zap because it makes it cost 0, which means it's basically as long as it comes up in your hand, you get to play it. Channel Lightning build is probably the easiest one to put together, and one of my favorites as a result. Okay, so if you haven't played this before or seen this before, Slay the Spire is a roguelike card game RPG deck builder. So our main goals here are going to be to target enough or find enough along our path that we can build our deck without dying. I think, let's see. So early on, we don't have a ton of money. So I want to make sure I do want to make sure we get to a few of these points, but I don't necessarily want to get too many of them. I actually really like this arc of regular enemies at the beginning here. Is there a shop along that path? No. We could come across over here at the end. That would not get us a ton of... one treasure... Pretty much all of them only have one treasure chest. There's one path up here where we can get an extra campfire, which could be good. You know what? Let's go this way. I think we're going to go this way. We're going to hit all these extra campfires and see if we can just get a lot of upgrades early on. So Zap right off the bat. The enemy will always declare what they are doing. So in this case, they're going to do strategic. They're going to buff themselves, which means we don't need to use defend. We can just attack them twice. The way the Defect works, he has these orbs, and at the end of the turn, these orbs trigger. If you push one out, they do their evoke effect, or if you have a card like this, that will trigger evoke. So this will do 16, and these would do 12, which is not enough. Wait, no, because we'd still have the 3, so that's exactly enough. Okay. I did not math good. We're gonna do that a lot, most likely. Oh, that's why. I did that as 18 instead of 16. At least I can see why my math is bad. Okay, so Fear Potion, and we can pick one of these right off the bat here. I'm not a huge fan of the Frost Channel, so we're going to skip those two and just go Leap. Leap is a upgraded version of the Defend, basically. And I think, given where we're at here, we're just going to make sure... So 14, we're going to take 1 damage out of that. Perfect. We want to balance out how much damage we're taking with how much damage we're dealing to minimize it. So in this case, we can hit that guy. We're now taking no damage. And dual cast. Okay. I keep wanting to do these zero cost builds, but I keep also not being able to fulfill them. I think we're gonna try go for the eyes. I feel like this is a good one to have. Having a source of weak to debuff your enemies is generally good. Okay, we have a chance here. We're going to remove a card. We're going to remove a strike. And the reason you want to remove cards is because the less cards that are in your deck, the faster you get the same good cards that you want. Now our choice here is we can go up here. I think we're actually going to do that. I think we're going to go this way. And the reason we're doing that is because we could go to the shop here, but we don't have that much money. We're only going to have enough money to remove one card and probably not buy anything. Or we can go up here and get this one and use that, basically be able to actually fulfill something here and then be able to visit a second shop up here if we want, or a second campfire. And we get extra campfires on the way too, which are either healing or upgrading cards, either of which are good. Okay, so we're definitely taking some damage on this one. We don't have a way to kill one of these because once we hit them, they're going to gain 7 block. So we're going to go ahead and do 2 defend and a strike. And that defend that block he has is going to wear off after this turn. Unfortunately, our orb hit that one. Those effects are random. We're going to take 2 damage here. It's fine. No big deal. It does add up eventually, but for now, not the end of the world. And I think we're actually going to do... Let's evoke. Because that should hit each of them once. Or kill this one. And then we'll just do... Hit that guy. And we should be able to finish him off next. Didn't need to do the defend there, but... Sometimes I'm weird about that. Okay, defend. We're going to go for the eyes and there we go. We got a claw. Okay, so claw is the reason that you want to do a small deck and the 0 cost one that I was talking about. The trick with claw is the more copies of claw you have in your deck, the better it gets, and the smaller your deck is, the better it gets. So we're going to try and replace all of our strikes with 0 cost spells like claw, especially if we can get more than 1 claw, and make that our goal. If we don't get the right cards for it, it's not very good. That's the problem. Okay, this guy's going to do 16 to us. If we get him down to 33 health, then we're going to replace, or then he is going to instead not hit us as hard. So I think we just have to take the damage on this one, unfortunately. But we'll reduce it, at least, with the block. And now he's not attacking, so we don't get the bonus from Go for the Eyes. But we can still do damage with it. We want to make sure, with this point, since he's doing a strategic effect, that we don't push him under 33 this turn. So now... when he splits, we're going to be able to do more damage than would be needed. Oh, never mind. We're not. Okay. Just a second. I'm going to wait a second here. That was possibly a mistake. I probably should have just done all 3 defend cards. No, because that's going to push him over either way. Okay. That's going to interrupt. Not going to actually do damage, and unfortunately we barely got him under the requisite there. So now our claw that did 3 last time is going to do 5 this time. It's kind of just how that works. cycles around. It's really powerful if you can get enough of them. Because it does say copies of Claw you play, not specifically that card. There are other cards that will upgrade based on how many times you cast that particular card. That is not one of them. Okay, so we're gonna do dual cast and pass and finish him off before he does damage, and then we don't need to worry about it. This turn, your next card is played twice. Okay, so Duplication Potion that we just got is really good with Claw because it counts as casting it twice. And as we said, that's kind of what we want to do. So Storm is really good if you get a couple other things with it, but we have not gotten those things yet, and we're kind of not aiming for that right now. There's a build where you just stack powers up on top of each other and basically just do that. Cool-Headed is okay, but I don't think it's great with what we're doing. So I think we're just going to go ahead and skip. And we're going to Smith. We're going to Smith go for the eyes. And it's important because you get this 2 weak. And that means that that means that you can use it on one turn and have it carry over to the next turn, because you can't use it every turn. Because it's, unless your deck is very, very small. Okay, so what we're doing on this one is, unless we had a claw up here, let's double check real quick here. Runic Capacitor is actually interesting, but I don't think we can afford it right now. So we're going to do card removal and just get rid of a... We're probably going to get rid of some other stuff later, but... namely, we're probably going to balance it out with getting rid of a few blocks as well. Defends, rather. Speaking of, let's get rid of Leap. Or let's not get rid of Leap. Let's upgrade Leap. Because Leap, we are definitely keeping. Okay, we can do either of these. It won't make a difference. Whenever you play 10 cards, draw a card. By the way, we are not doing the keys on this run. There's like a hidden boss if you do that. With these ruby key and everything, but we're not going to do that this time. So Claw starting on 5 basically means that you have one less upgrade to do on it. However, given where we're at, I'm actually going to go ahead and upgrade one of our regular defense. That'll be the last one we get rid of, basically, is the idea. Okay, and I think with where we're at, I want to do an elite. We get relics for this, which is nice. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything good here. I mean, we'll do the damage, but he's just gonna buff himself this turn. We did not get what we wanted. And again, this is kind of why you want to shrink your deck down to maximize how many times you get what you want. And unfortunately, I was not paying attention. He gets 2 strength for every skill we play, so he actually got stronger there. That was probably a lot of mistakes. So at this point, we do just want to beat him down as fast as possible with that. Crap. Let's do Leap. It's gonna make it a 22, but we're gonna save a bunch off that. Don't want to dual. Well, we're probably, if we dual cast, we're gonna do 16 damage now. That's 3 damage from the next turn that we're not doing. So, yeah, we don't want this to last long enough for that to matter. And we'll block. And you know what? Let's do our duplicate claw. Again, trying to minimize the damage. And I think this time so we're just killing him next time. That was not as good as it could have been, but that's okay. One energy for every 6 cards in your draw pile. We're not going for a big deck, so no. Deal 7 damage to a random enemy twice. That one's not terrible. It is technically just better than Strike, but it is also adding cards. This one you can only use once per... Actually, yeah, this can get good. We're early enough. We'll go with that. Okay, question mark. Purple Fire Spirits. Receive a reward based on an offer. So we offer a card to them, and then they're going to give us something back based on what we offer. We're going to offer them Dual Cast. I want to get rid of it anyway, and I keep forgetting about it. Spirits are just... So free removal, basically. Okay, and I think at this point, we're going to go ahead and do the shop. We're gonna get greedy. That's really what I'm saying. Stack is actually decent, but we're gonna go ahead and just remove copy of defend. And we cannot afford anything else. Hopefully these aren't all attacking at once. So we're going to go ahead and go for the eyes on this guy in the back. I guess we'll focus fire on him. So that one's only 1 this time. Oh, nice. We just got another strike out of it. So that'll reduce by 6. That'll work. So we only take 2 damage in the end. So we don't want to target this one next turn. We want to wait for that to wear off. Let's get our zap. Our claw that now does more damage. We want to focus on this back one this time. And then we're just going to do a leap because that's all we need to do. Got enough. Leap is good. We're also saving our potions for harder fights. We could technically have gone faster there, but I think at this point... Okay, yeah, that'll work out perfect. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. You can see we're already starting to streamline a lot more. We're only getting, what is it, 2 cycles through before we're redrawing. Should probably actually kill the shield gremlin instead of focusing down the mad gremlin, but that's okay. I think we've got it this way time anyway. Nine damage from the lightning at the end, and we get an extra bonus there from the fact that we had low health. I'm actually gonna take a ball lightning because I feel like getting that into our cycle is really good for filling up our orb slots really quickly. Okay, we are gonna rest this time. And then we'll go to our first boss. Okay. No defend this time, so just hit him twice and move on. And right off the bat, he's going to do 30 damage. Bosses don't mess around in this game. So we're going to go for the eyes. That's going to reduce his base damage, which is really important when he hits more than once. So now we just took that from 30 to 18. Much, much more reasonable. We're going to use genetic algorithm. Get that out of the way because that's going to permanently increase. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use this Blessing of the Forge real quick. Upgrade those. So this time it's going to upgrade the block by 3 instead of just by 2, which is good for the rest of the run. But we're also getting Ball, Lightning, and Claw upgraded, which are going to be our big sources of damage. We're going to use Leap, we're going to use Ball Lightning, and we're going to use Claw. So Ball Lightning adds another orb and does damage. Claw does damage, but it's also going to then do more damage later. And Leap, obviously, is going to make it so we only take 3 damage this time, which is really important. Okay. This time, he's still weak, so we're taking the penalty. He's doing a strategic effect, a negative effect on us, and also damage. Not very much damage this time, though. You can see that's kind of how this works. So, since he's doing damage, we want to make sure we keep the weak train going. It's cost 0 anyway. I guess we'll just do Leap and Ball Lightning. So, the nice thing with Ball Lightning is now that our orb is full, our 3 orbs are full, that means it's doing an extra. Each time we channel, we're evoking that front one to bump it out, which is 6 or 8 extra damage on top of everything, and we keep the track. We're going to do a Leap and then Strikes. He's only doing 6 damage this time. He's almost halfway dead already. Now, there are some scary things this boss can do. We're not done with the scary things yet. Keep the weak effect going. Claw. Ball Lightning. And we only have a little bit of defend this time. That's okay. We're going to end up taking 1 damage. We heal at the end of this act anyway, from... Basically, you heal between floors. He's not listed as doing anything. Unfortunately, that means that we just lost our go for the eyes, because that's how that works. If he's not attacking us, we don't get that damage. Okay, so he's doing 10 this time. We're gonna go ahead and make sure we get that in. He's gonna do a little damage because these 2 burns are gonna do damage as well. And I'm guessing we should be good this turn then. So, Ball Lightning. Oh, not quite. Go for the eyes. Zap. And that should finish him off. Okay, so I'm not super excited about any of these. Shuffle all your cards into your draw pile. Draw 4. That one's not bad. Basically, you use all the cards in your hand and then use Reboot to draw 4 cards and potentially get the one you want. Seek can be really good, but right now I don't feel like it's great. So I think we're going to go ahead and do a Reboot. Relic, more from elites, double effective of potions, or remove 2 cards from your deck. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of a strike and a defend. And we're now down to the point where our second turn, we should be getting all of our cards. That's the goal. As weird as that sounds. So this one, we want to get some opportunities to get cards. We probably not super worried about removal at this point. We want to get some upgrades and some just regular cards. So I think we might just go on this left track here. lots of regular fights, or we could do one shop and then some regular fights. Couple fires, an elite. And then we can pick up here, yeah, another fire here. So definitely going this way, or this starting point. We'll see how this first fight goes, but we'll probably be doing basically what I said there. Go for the eyes. Apply weak. We'll go ahead and do algorithm, leap. So we're not taking any damage. So this is kind of what I was talking about with reboot. So now, we haven't drawn claw yet. If we do reboot here, it shuffles everything back in, and we get to redraw, and then replay any of our zero cost cards. It's better the more zero cost cards. And it would have been better if we drew claw, obviously. They're doing 14. We'll just focus it down and make sure we've got enough block. We had enough mana anyway. The other thing that's nice with Reboot is it's a one-time thing. It exhausts after we use it, which means it shrinks our deck back down further. I think this guy's running away this turn. We want to make sure... I'm not sure we're actually going to be able to finish him off in time. Nope, we got him. Exactly on the nose. If I was thinking about it, I probably could have... Ooh. Okay, so these are some upgraded cards. But we're going to grab that claw. Perfect. I think we're gonna go to the shop. I'm gonna be greedy. Okay. This is the weird greedy, because now we get to decide if we want another copy of Claw, which is actually probably what we're going with, or a removal of a card. We didn't have enough money for both, fortunately. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make sure we're getting our genetic algorithm in. These enemies are kind of weird in that they, so they take half damage until you hit them 3 times, at which point they lose their action. So we can definitely do more damage this turn, so let's go ahead and re-roll. There we go. Claw, ball lightning. He's gonna fall, and we're gonna fill our track so we do more damage. We're gonna take 2 damage. That's okay. This guy's stunned, so we're not actually gonna... he was gonna buff himself up, and by doing that, we prevented him from doing it. Probably actually should have attacked one of these back ones if I was thinking about it, but we can also just finish this guy off. And then we're not taking damage, so we can just not worry about it. We're down to 10 cards. We're cycling our whole deck in 2 turns, which is perfect with those 3, because 3 of those are claws, which means that we're getting lots of upgrades. So now this one's doing 11. We want to start with our weakest attack here. That's going to reduce the damage by 5. That's going to reduce the damage by less than 5, I think. I think we might be able to just finish this off, though. Oh, we can definitely do this. Never mind. I'm overthinking this. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do claw, strike, claw to stun him. And then we'll just focus fire on the back one and wait for the orbs to finish this front guy off. So now that's doing 13. And you can hopefully see how these claws can get out of control really quickly. We're not taking anything more than we need at this point. Which is really the trick with this, I guess. Guess let's go ahead and reboot. We've still got 2 mana left. We can get better cards. Zap. And I guess we'll just do a defend plus, because he is hitting us for 21 currently. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to get a weak effect off. So 3 damage, nothing too terrible. There we go. So 15. We're at 17 block. We got the weak off. And now our claws are doing a lot more damage. Malleable's kind of weird, but we're not super worried about it, I guess. Let's grab a beam cell. We don't have a way to get vulnerable on enemies, so that'll be basically the same thing as weak, except for more aggressive. This is one of the worst enemies we can run into, because he randomizes the cost of our cards, and our whole deck is built around the fact that our cards are cheap. We're gonna do strike. We're gonna reboot. Get as many of these in play as we can while they're cheap, I guess. We use vulnerable to just make this go as fast as we can. It's important. I promise. So there, go for the eyes for 3. We got lucky and this claw is still free. Let's do our free zap. And I guess we go weaken. That's about the same as the defend, but it does damage. This is probably one of my least favorite fights. So if we do defend, we take 3 damage, but we don't do any damage. Or we can do 16. Let's just reduce the damage this turn. We're still doing our... The nice thing is if we do dedicate ourselves to a full defense, we still get our 3 lightning strikes off. Make sure we do genetic algorithm, since we want to make sure it upgrades. We hadn't upgraded it this fight yet. Still chaos. Play the top 3 cards. Yeah, sure. Nah, we'll pass. So we're gonna upgrade beams. Actually, wait. Let's reboot to 6 cards. Okay, that's actually really good. I'm definitely going to want to do that, but I want to get this vulnerable to first. Again, upgrading those status effect cards means that they last 2 turns instead of 1, which is very powerful. This guy's also not fun. We want to make sure we're getting full blocks off whenever we can. Did that in the wrong order. Should have done the vulnerable first. Just wasn't paying attention, that's okay. So if he actually does damage to us, like gets past our guard, then he inflicts a negative status effect on us called Wound, which means we just basically get dead cards. So I feel like making sure that we cycle through and don't actually take the wounds is good. Vulnerable first. 15. So unfortunately we can't fully avoid it this time. We're gonna take 3 damage, and unfortunately we're getting a wound. Go for the eyes. Zap. Claw. And our claws are, with that multiplier from vulnerable, our claws are even scarier. So now we've got 2 things based on playing lots of cards, which are both actually very good with this deck. Ink Bottle is great with all these 0 costs because it gives us a free draw into hopefully another 0 cost. Auto Shields isn't bad, and Static Discharge isn't bad, honestly. I think we're actually going to do Static Discharge. It's not great, but basically if they ever get an attack off, it gives us a free Lightning Orb, which can do more damage. And as a power, once we've played it once, it gets out of the deck, which is, again, good for cycling through. So I think we want to go right here and get this extra campfire. Relic. Start each combat with 10 block. Sure. Okay, this fight's not terrible, but they tend to be kind of annoying. Let's weaken that guy. Yes, vulnerable that guy. Claw. Zap. I think that's where we're at. One thing worth noting that I didn't mention yet, the damage from orbs, including Evoke, does not change with status points. It's always the same. Okay, so we can reboot here. That was worth it. Okay. He is currently already weak and vulnerable. Let's do a zap. Claw. Claw. And I'm going to split this beam cell off to the back guy so that we can do, if we kill the Centurion next turn, we have vulnerable set up already. Does not look like that's going to be the case. We might actually be able to. So we'll have to get lucky, but we can. Nope. And we didn't end up attacking this guy at all, even though we put... So if we'd put the vulnerable on front, that would have prevented that from happening. We would have killed him. How much damage? If we do vulnerable and then claw, that'll finish this guy off. Go for the eyes to weaken, leap, claw. And we still have enough for a strike, because none of those, or a lot of those were free. So zap, claw, ball lightning. We're rolling pretty well here. I'm gonna go ahead and say ball lightning is still worth picking up. We want to get those extra damage boosts in cycle, and we don't have a lot of cards that we want to get rid of. So I think that justifies us getting rid of our last strikes. So we're at 22 because we started with 10. That'll be enough to ignore that. Genetic algorithm, we'll ignore most of that already. And we have enough mana left for the block, so let's do it. Enough energy. I'm not going to complain. Okay, so there's our reboot. So the way we were going to do this, we're going to go for the odds. We're going to claw. I think we just reboot here. Let's do static discharge just to get that out of the deck so we don't redraw it. And now we get to replay ball lightning, zap. Start of your turn, draw an additional card. Machine learning can be good, and it's a power, so it gets out of our deck. Basically replaces itself in the next turn as a draw. Smith, let's see, we can make that innate so it gets out of our deck right away. Which might be worth it. Drawing extra cards in this deck is really good. It means we cycle through faster. It means we get more zeros. That's really unfortunate. I'm really annoyed that we got 2 Sneckos when this is like my least favorite thing to run into, especially with this type of build. I just hate the confusion effect. The random cost basically just says, hey, you know that deck that you just spent a bunch of time building? It doesn't actually matter what you put or how you built it. It all comes down to random chance. And I don't like that. I'm sure nobody would have guessed that. Whap. Okay, genetic algorithm is going to block most of them, so that's worth doing. I guess we can do reboot and just see if we happen to get any better ones. Nope. Put up with a bunch of super expensive versions of the cards. Luckily, we did get a good effect off, and you can see there, because he did damage, that static discharge triggered. That's what I was talking about with the, that's what that power that we had does. I think the stuff we've got might be better. We'll skip all of that. Vulnerable, having another way to apply vulnerable is really good. Having dexterity for this boss is going to be really nice because it means all of our block cards just get better. And playing 3 for free is probably better than drawing or discarding and redrawing. Machine learning. Okay, so these guys are going to do 15. So let's just do that. Let's hit vulnerable on this bird and focus him down first, and then we want ball lightning over strike because it's more effective. Apparently we triggered our nunchuck there. Fine too. Stun him. Perfect. Claw. Reboot. Claw. Zap. claw. Realized that I had vulnerable in my hand this whole time and missed it. That was really dumb, and we probably actually might have been able to kill him. Good news is our claws are super powered up now, so not super worried. Bad news is we're going to be getting a non-attack card. Pretty much guaranteed here because of static discharge. Let's see. We do that. There we go. I wish we had gotten this earlier. I don't feel like it's worth it right now. Having one really powerful genetic algorithm card in there can be really nice. I guess we're gonna probably do enough fights to make it worth it. Okay, we'll risk it. I don't know if we actually need to rest here. The champion does hit pretty hard. Let's rest. The champ, my mistake. But right off the bat, we want that, we want that. Let's get our powers out of the way. I want to save this. No, this one's not worth it. We'll just get it out of our deck. Not worth it. He's got Metallicize. He's going to get 5 armor every turn. But if once we burst through that armor, we're going to be able to reduce his Metallicize, basically. We're going to start off with Vulnerable, follow it up with Weaken. Now he's only hitting us for 9, which is really good. And actually, this is perfect. We can block for 8, and being able to block 8 out of his 9 means he's still going to trigger our static discharge and do damage to himself. That's the little kind of things that really make some of these combinations work really well. Okay. So he's got 18 damage coming at us right now. So let's, first of all, that's gonna lower his... No? I thought you could reduce Metallicize. Apparently I'm misremembering something. We're gonna go ahead and do Genetic Algorithm. That's gonna block 16 out of his 18. Reboot. Go for the eyes. Beam Cell. Claw. 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 Ball Lightning. And we're actually not gonna play the second Defend. We're gonna take the 2 damage because it's gonna do more damage to him. Let's go Zap. He's not attacking this turn, so Zap, Strike, Ball Lightnings. Keep it simple. You call that a weapon? He's layering on Vulnerable and Weak on us. That's annoying. But we have Vulnerable and Weak on him too. We can't get Vulnerable from Go for the Eyes this turn. However, we're going to do 19, 19, 21 from those claws. We're at tons of energy, even though we don't need it because of all the 0 costs. We haven't really needed any of this yet. And honestly, if we'd done this dexterity potion at the beginning, we actually would have been we wouldn't have gotten those extra bonuses from static discharge. So he's going to get rid of all of his debuffs, which is annoying, and give himself a strength boost. This is really important to hit that. He's going to do 36 damage this turn. We're going to... not be too worried about it, actually. Because... if you... we're going to heal after this boss fight, and he's not going to kill us. And we can defend some of it. We could do this. Let's see, what's our 3 cards we've got left? Yeah, that feels worth it. Let's do Distilled Chaos. We're gonna just play 3 cards off the top. And it's everything but the claws, unfortunately. So we're only gonna take 7. No big deal. And next turn, we're gonna get to draw an extra card. We're probably killing him next turn. Especially since he is still vulnerable. So 25, 37 damage for the claw. And hopefully you understand why this build is powerful now. Get a Distilled Chaos back. I'm gonna do a Seek this time. So Seek is put a card from your draw pile into your hand. You can basically search for a card and put it into your. What that can do is it can either get us all of our transform, all strike, and defend cards. I feel like that could be good. Start of each combat, channel a plasma. Plasma gives us extra energy every turn, which is not a concern. So I think, yeah, let's just do Pandora's Box. What do we, how many, we only have 3 strike and defense left. So this is just going to get rid of those and give us 3 random cards. If we don't like them, we were going to get rid of those anyway. We don't like those. Hyper Beam is really not great with our deck. Skim is good. And Blizzard is totally not good. We don't get to choose whether we keep those or not. So we definitely want to get 2 removal. It's going to be our goal. So we want to make sure we hit 2 shops. I'm only seeing a couple shops, so I think we go here. And we aim for shops. These guys are kind of annoying. So we're going to do... So focus is how powerful our orbs are. I think if we do this, we're going to lose... We're going to basically make our lightning do 0. I guess we could test it, because this fight's going to go real quick, I think, if we hit with this. Yeah. It can go into negatives. That's what I was afraid of. So what we're going to do here is grab our... Actually, yeah, let's grab our genetic algorithm and then realize that I didn't have energy for it, and that was dumb. Grab our Go for the Eyes. Beam Cell. Zap. That doesn't matter because of Hyper Beam. Yeah, that was that's what I figured was going to happen, and I don't think it's actually worth it. This fight, it's fine, because we're probably just going to get through this really quick. Want to make sure we play Genetic Algorithm. So the trick here is if these guys don't die on the same turn, then they will regenerate each other. So let's skim real quick just to see what we have. Let's weaken that guy. 9. So we're gonna do the weaker claw first because we don't. That's all we need. We're not gonna bother with Zap. We're gonna do Leap. We're gonna do a Claw. We're gonna do Ball Lightning. Oh, Evoke still triggers. Okay. Evoke still does damage. Good to know. Defragment would have been good. Actually, no, we can keep it. Powers are nice because you get them out of your deck quickly. Like, once you play them, they're out of your deck. We're gonna go for the eyes on this one. Currently is doing the most damage. Let's go ahead and seek our genetic algorithm. just to get it stronger. Do a claw on this guy, reboot. Let's do a zap. Ball lightning. Claw. Claw. There we go. So once we get rid of those two cards, the Hyper Beam and the Blizzard, I think we'll be in really good shape, actually. Although right now... I was kind of hoping we'd sneak a Hyper Beam in there and just blast them. Like, we've actually gotten 2 fights where Hyper Beam is actually a good card. And there are definitely decks, like, if you don't care about your orbs, then it's fine. Or if you have lots of ways to buff them. You can see there what Focus does. Increases the damage on there. Choose a card from your discard pile. Yeah, we want that. This costs 0, but I don't think it's worth it. I think at this point we really need to consolidate and just focus on getting rid of, unless we get another clock. We have to lose a card. Let's lose Status Discharge. It's not great. It's good, but it's not great. And some potions. Okay. Fairy in a Bottle is really good. I think... Okay, what's this? Gain strength at the end of your turn. That's really powerful for a boss fight. I think we'll take the Fairy in a Bottle as a fallback. Safeguard. Okay. So we're going to start out by removing a card. We're going to remove Blizzard. It literally does nothing in our deck. We have no cross channels. Like, Hyper Beam can at least be played. First time you lose HP, each combat draw 3 cards. That's not bad. And we should be able to make it better by the time we get to 2 cards. Wow. This only affects, yeah, how much it gains. I guess we could make this one gain faster, so it's more useful by the time we get to the boss. Should probably pick up a couple more block cards, because we actually don't have very much now. So that's going to be the other thing. If I see anything that does block, we may want that. Because these are good, but they're only 1 use per fight. We don't have anything for the, like, when we actually get to the boss fight, we've got Leap, and that's it. I guess we're gonna upgrade. Basically, my choices at the point are Seek or Skim. I think we're gonna do Skim. 1 extra card every time we play it. Seems good. We're gonna go this way so we can hopefully get this. And either, if we get enough money, get rid of a card, or if we don't get enough money, we'll use that to upgrade a card. Probably should have defragmented first. These guys are all going to gain strength and armor. That's a lot. Okay, so let's do our genetic algorithm. Let's throw vulnerable on this guy. I think I'm just gonna reboot here because what do we have left in the deck? Go for the eyes and zap. I mean, those are good, but let's just reboot, see what we get. 26 damage, half again is 39. We could actually, can we just kill these guys with Hyper Beam? No, but we can kill enough of them. Hyper Beam's not actually terrible. I know I'm getting rid of it because it doesn't fit with this build well. It is good as a finisher in non-boss fights. It is not good in these type of situations where we're not actually fighting bosses. Because the long-term benefits, there's a upgraded leap. Perfect. That is exactly the kind of thing we need. This guy has thorns, which is problematic. Ideally, what we want to do with this guy is kill him with orbs. Can we just kill that guy? Let's just grab another claw. Let's grab another ball lightning, actually. Get that extra 3 damage in. So this guy's going to keep making us take more damage when he gets hit. We want to make sure we avoid that, obviously. That's the goal. Let's do genetic algorithm just to buff it up. Let's skim, I guess. That'll give us the ability to... Oh, that guy has artifact. So artifact negates debuffs. We haven't really run into that yet. Perfect. Let's put vulnerable on that guy to burn through the artifacts. Look at that. I guess let's defragment. And then let's just reboot. So that guy's just gonna keep building up thorns. He'll occasionally hit us, but we're not too worried about it. This guy in the back, we just want to focus down first. Not a big deal. He's got a vulnerable this turn, so that's 19 damage, 22 damage. He's dead. And then we do zap. We play a leap. Skim. Let's get our genetic algorithm out. And then let's do a claw, because we're now going to be able to defend against it, and then finish him off with lightning. Exactly. This is not terrible. This is also not terrible. You have to play it 3 times, or twice before it's good, but after that it does 20 damage. Claws are more powerful. This one lets you draw 3 cards, but you only keep the ones that cost 0. That is not terrible, given how many cards that affects. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of our original deck, but 2 of those are going away. Yeah, no. I think we're good. Think we're good. Blue candle. I guess. Not actually a big deal either way. We're not going to be able to get rid of a card here. Guess we do another leap. I feel like it's worth it. will not play those. That's okay. Constrict, we're going to take 10 damage each turn from that. And that will not be affected by status. So, kind of important to do as much damage as possible as fast as possible, and to make sure we actually get good defenses going. I think we're going to do genetic algorithm here. We're going to do the cheap one. Because we really need to upgrade the cheap one as much as we can before we get to the end. Okay, so genetic algorithm is gonna be all we need for this turn. We don't need those leaps. Claw, claw, beam cell, eyes, lightning, reboot, claw, claw. There we go. I think we're actually good here. Strength potion's actually really, really powerful, but I think Variant Battle is safer. Let's do another beam cell. Sure. Beam cell is actually really good. Reactive changes every time. So this guy, every time he takes damage, changes what his plan is. We've got fragment. Guess we do beam cell. Get the vulnerable going. Let's change it again. That, oh, he didn't actually take hit point damage. He got blocked by a shield there. But the orbs are always going to rotate it anyway. Claw. Unfortunately, we have very little that can actually contribute to guaranteed outcomes here. Let's do a Seek. Claw. Let's do Skim. Beam Cell. Reboot. Claw. Eyes. Beam Cell. Beam Cell. Vulnerable. Unfortunately, we ended up taking damage. But again, it's really hard to predict with this setup. And now our claws should be doing a ton of damage, so it should not take long at all. Let's do another Skim. Probably not taking much else, but stuff that lets us cycle through our deck faster and get those claws out faster is good. Basically, that is the goal. Kind of debating here between Hyper Beam just to nuke them, but I think we're actually gonna go Defragment and go the opposite way. Part of me wants to do this, but part of me just thinks we probably won't not worry about it. We'll probably get through the deck again and get a chance to play it. Probably, maybe. On a turn when we're actually getting attacked, you know? Like this turn, we can use this one, that's fine. Let's do vulnerable on this guy. Should be able to just take him out, I think. Leap, reboot, eyes, beam, burn through his artifact, and not going to take any damage this turn, and next time we get a status effect on him, it will take. So we want to focus our attacks on this back guy, but do want to make sure we're actually defending. And the reason we're focusing on the back guy, obviously, is we want to trigger those evokes so that our orbs can hit the front without us actually directly attacking. And honestly, we can probably get away with attacking through this because we're attacking. So we'll do beam cell. Blah. We had enough armor to soak through the thorns there. I was not paying attention to the fact that there was an elite at the end. That's unfortunate. We will... Yes. Let's do vulnerable on the Reptomancer. Go for the eyes on one of the daggers. Draw 4 cards. Genetic algorithm. Zap. Accidentally double-clicked there. I was going to seek out one of the claws. I mean, ironically, this is another ironically Hyper Beam is really good here. Beam Cell, Claw. We don't have any armor yet, so I'm gonna reboot and see if we can draw some armor. Beam Cell. Zap. Genetic algorithm, make sure we get it used. Go for the eyes. Skim. Claw. Defragment will give us some focus back, at least. Claw. He has 6 vulnerable at this point. We're gonna kill him this turn. Almost certain. When adding cards into your deck, you may raise your max HP by 2 instead. Okay. And rest. Okay, so this is a relatively challenging boss fight. Every time you use a power, this guy gets stronger, and you have to kill him twice. I think we're gonna go ahead and seek for defragment just to get it out of our, just to basically clear it out of the system. We're gonna vulnerable. We do want to kill these guys. Probably should have actually focused on them first. And we're taking some damage right off the bat. This was also, I should have used my potions. I made several mistakes right off the bat. Okay. So first thing we're doing, Ritual Potion. We're going to get strength every turn from here on out. Dexterity. All of our guard increased by 2. So this will be enough. Technically, we could use this to block. Let's see where we're at, though. Weaken him. We can probably get by with a leap here. Claw. Zap. Reboot. Beam Cell. Beam Cell. Keep all of that going. Like, at this point, we're taking a little bit of damage, I feel like. Let's just do a leap. We're going to save our genetic algorithm for when he's hitting us really hard. There are times where this guy's going to be able to do, like, where that 40 block may not cover it, and I want to save that for that. Okay, so now we can kill this guy. This is our lower end genetic algorithm. Let's use that one. That's fine. We do have a weak on this guy right now. Let's add a weak on that one. Let's claw this guy. That'll kill him. Let's zap. Let's claw this guy. That'll kill him. And then let's ball lightning. Leap. Pass. So we're gonna do 1 extra damage every turn for the rest of this game. Like each turn we go through, it gets more powerful. Leap, claw, skim. Go for the eyes. Beam cell. Skim. Beam cell, claw. Zap. Play our free stuff. Always play claws when we can because they get more powerful, and we want to get them as powerful as we can so that when he awakens, after we kill him the first time, that he doesn't immediately just kill us. And we do not want to play Hyper Beam. We want to keep our focus. Weaken going. We can do leap, leap, claw, skim. That's fine. And that was it. So he's going to awaken now. Back to 300, and now he's hitting us for 42. Hey, remember that comment I made? So weaken, leap, beam cell, claw, claw. Not quite enough, so we're going to take the brunt of this. We did weaken him already, and we're already almost halfway through a second bar because claws are so powerful. Skim, claw, ball lightning, ball lightning. There we go. Second attack, or second completion with the defect on here. Obviously not my second time actually playing it. This has been a game I've played a lot, just in terms of having it up on a second screen while I'm watching something, so I don't always play it while I'm recording. And aside from reinstalling Hades, this seems like a fun one to get back into. Or in lieu of, I guess. I've kind of had the roguelike bug. The randomizers aren't really working for me right now, and I was kind of messing around with some other ideas. I may play some Dead Cells as well, but I feel like this is a really fun one that I haven't really had a good card, a good way to scratch the card game itch. Since I stopped playing Hearthstone, I haven't been able to play Magic in person. And I don't really like a lot of the Magic that they have on PC for recording. So yeah, this is hitting a lot of buttons for me right now. So if people enjoy it, I will probably do more of them. Hopefully you are enjoying. If you are, give me a like and subscribe. Let me know. If you have any questions or suggestions, post them in the comments. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.